But speaking of reality TV shows, that's going to lead us to our featured story of the night. And when we're talking about reality TV, this is coming up in the news recently just because of this writer's strike potentially happening. Now, I just want to take you back for a second and talk to you about what happened before. We've had 2 writer's strikes, but the last one that we had, back in, was it 1998? No, it was 2007, 2008. 98 one was before that. 2007, 2008. When that happened, everyone went offset the writer's strike. And everyone pulled all their material, and all of a sudden they couldn't shoot anything. And what happened? There was a resurgence of reality TV. It happened back in 98. It happened in 2007, 2008. All of a sudden they started greenlighting left and right reality TV show. In 2008, you had Amazing Race started and Keeping Up with the Kardashians, all because of a writer's strike where there was no scripted television. All right. And that's what happens. Agents actually told Deadline that if a strike happens, there's going to be more reality. They're actually already seeing people putting soft feelers out, being like, hey, we're probably going to do some more reality because this might happen. They're going to start gearing up because just in case it happens, they want to have that content to go on the air to keep people watching their programming. Because if you don't have scripted TV, you have no new material. Just after COVID, where we actually finally have content again, you'll have a big lull again that'll happen if this happens. Now, is that a good thing? Is it good that reality takes over again? We're talking about new formats of game shows and reality shows like this Kardashian show. We already have like The Trader on Peacock, so this has already happened. We talked about the show on Netflix based off of Squid Game. So these shows are happening already. But I'm saying, does this hurt or help the entertainment industry? A writer's strike, of course, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt scripted TV. But bringing back more unscripted, what's that going to do? Sabrina, what do you think about this? Do you think that the writer's strike could cause a new change, new evolution and resurgence of reality TV?
Sorry.
Dropping the mic.
The ghost slammed the door.
The heat came on and it sucked the door shut and scared the crap out of me. I'm sorry. Okay, so yes, writer's strike, right? Okay, so first of all, there's already been a ton of reality TV since 2007 and 8 when the last writer's strike happened. There probably will be more. They'll probably try some more different things. They'll have more game shows, more competitions, that type of stuff, obviously, because they will fill airspace. Some people, I think, are going to bottle things and release them later, so that they have content that is scripted, like hold off on releasing certain things so that they have stuff. Also, at the writer strikes, they have had big pivots. In 1988, the writer strike produced Cops. And that show is still on television. My brother works on it. Word up, DJ.
Shout out.
So that's the longest running television show ever. And it started because of the writer's strike in 1988. Yeah. And if you look at the last one, all of this reality shit was born. I don't know how much further you can go with that, honestly. What other things can you do non-union? I don't know if there'll be another evolution, another turn. I think it will just be more of the same. You know what I mean? And I do believe 100% that there will be a writer strike. What a writer tweeted, if you want to know why we're striking, I got my first residual check for my first broadcast show, and it was $12,000. I just got my first residual check from a streaming show, and it was $4. So they are going to strike. No one's going to go from $12,000 to $4 and not strike. And now they're going to have the power of the DGA behind them, and SAG-AFTRA also might button up and jump on. So I think it's going to be a rough time for Hollywood come, April.
Yeah, but here's the thing too. There's a lot of people that love this reality stuff too, so it might lead to better programming for some people. I know Joanna loves reality TV, right, Joanna? Yeah. So what do you think about this? Does this make you excited about maybe more content that you're going to love, or do you also think it's going to hurt the entertainment industry? Because you work in it too, and as does your husband, Chris, so it could affect everybody in a different negative way as well.
Mm-hmm. Olay.
Olay.
First of all, I am still like this over you saying that the Kardashian show was unscripted. So
I know.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree on that one. But
there's always some scripting in reality. That's just
supposed
no.
to be.
It's supposed to be unscripted, but
there's no union writer on that set. Is basically
Right.
what
even Big Brother, they live in a house. They had stand-ins. Everybody, Big Brother has stand-ins.
that was true. My man's
It's a
been trying to
producer. A producer does the writing on a reality show. They like lead you in a direction. Oh, say this. Oh, do that. Oh, ask about. You know what I mean? It's not a writer. It's a producer.
Yeah. My thoughts on it are, first of all, I'm always devastated when strikes are on the horizon because I don't think there's any reason for it. And the reason I don't think that there's any reason for it is not because the writers or directors or actors or background actors don't deserve more money, because we all do. It's the fact that these big companies are like, more money, good, I will eat it. Like the money travels up the hill. And I'm like, some of that money has to travel down the hill. Like, how are we paying $8 and $12 for 12 eggs when 20 years ago they were $1 for a carton of eggs? And so inflation is crazy, insane. But we're going to pay all of the people who are doing all the work a lot less money so that you guys can go ahead and make all your money up the line, because the line is always going to go up. You know, so it's like, it's the same thing with the Chris. Every time we put on Netflix, he's like, you know, they're going to start charging for this soon. They're going to start charging to have to share the Netflix. And I'm like, can we stop talking about it? But like, that's again, not because Netflix isn't making enough money. Let's be clear. Netflix is only like, we can make more money. And you know where that money is not going to go? Into the writers' pockets. It's not going to go anywhere.
100%.
So that's my soapbox of talking about the fact that I feel like we, as the people in the entertainment industry, deserve more money and should be paid appropriately for the things that we are doing. That being said, do I think that there's other places for them to go content-wise? I mean, in my mind, I'm like, no. But if I had come up with the internet, I would be freaking Bill Gates, right? So like, I didn't come up with that shit. Like, I didn't see that shit coming when I was in high school or like pre-high school. I don't have that idea. Like, that's not catching on. So, do I feel like there are places that they could go? I mean, I'm assuming that there are. We need to be spending this time brainstorming and coming up with ideas ourselves.
Good content, yeah. I also might lead to more shows like this too, where people are just creating their own content because there's no unions to be actually working, to be out there on the field. That's the problem. It's like there's gonna be a lot of jobs that will shut down. And we finally came back from COVID, so they have to figure this out. Producers have to care about the crew more, and the writers and the producers have to worry about the actors more, and stop putting that money in their pockets and put it in other people's pockets. You know, that's just what it comes down to. That's what they're going to fight for, and that's what they want, which makes sense. So I hope they don't strike, Joanna, but there might be some good content that comes from it, but they're going to strike. They're going to strike. I think so too. I think they will too.
It's happening.
They're going to strike. Yeah. I would bet $1 million if I had it, they're going to strike.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to keep you posted on this, everybody.
Unless the producers give them what they want right off the bat, which I highly doubt. But if they go into a negotiation and do not get what they want, there is zero chance that they're not going to strike. Like, if the producers immediately are like, we don't want this, you can have whatever you want, then they won't, obviously. But barring that, they're going to strike. And the really scary thing is that the DGA is prepared to strike with them. And, you know, SAG-AFTRA, I doubt, because SAG-AFTRA wants to please the producers all the time because they're the shittiest union in fucking round. But if the DGA and the Writers Guild are already on that bandwagon, they might be more apt to join. There's talk of them joining. But the DGA seems very serious in supporting the WGA. And we all know the writers are the most apt to strike always.
Yeah, true.
When you hear those numbers too.
You can't do shit without the writer. You know what I'm saying?
As soon as they're gone, it's done. Because you might say, oh, well, they have the script done. Nah, it doesn't work that way. When you're on set, they're always changing the dialogue. They're always updating it in real time. So they can't shoot without a writer being there. And if the DGA is behind them too, there's no director. So what do? Hollywood's done. It's shut down again for who knows how long. And then we're all screwed.